Hi, hello everyone. Hello, good morning. Wait.
Hello.
Oh, sorry, scratch that. Afternoon. Welcome to our X-Strike Studios MAGFest 2020 panel here. Where we're going to talk about some stuff that we're doing and working on. I'm Tim MAGFest of, you might know me from such things as X-Strike Studios. Though maybe more at MAGFest for hosting Name That Tune at this point, I guess.
Yeah, that is funny.
And improv and such.
I'm David Ottavino. You may know me from These Guys Are Sick, the improv show. Come catch us tonight at 7:30.
Or the acting panel you did this morning.
Or the acting panel I just did this morning.
I like your frat guy River City Rumble cosplay right now.
I'm Mahoney. Around MAGFest, I'm known mostly for doing gamer fitness stuff. I run a nutrition panel.
No, you're known around MAGFest for being loud.
Yeah, very
for
loud.
For being that guy.
For being that guy who's on the Marriott Entertainment System live stream that's yelling. But I also run a nutrition panel and gamer fitness as an active kind of actual fitness panel where we actually do partake in getting a short, brief little exercise routine in to get people going. Welcome, Richard Durham. So happy to see you again.
Edward Lindsay, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Edward Lindsay.
Go ahead.
And I'm Darren DeMarco, hosting improv tonight along with Tim at 7:30 in this room, and been working with these guys for many, many years on X-Strike stuff and a lot of different projects.
Yep.
Yeah, so what are we up to? Last 2 years ago, almost. Wow. Yeah, back in 2018, we made the announcement that, hey, X-Strike Studios is going to continue. And it has been a slow roll since then, getting things back in order. And we've talked about that quite a lot and like the challenges that come with, well, I mean, there was reasons, briefly, there's reasons why we ended X-Strike Studios and stopped making stuff because it was hard with our lives. But then we thirsted to do things again, and now we're still trying to fit that into the same lives that existed a few years prior, now more complicated by more children.
Yeah. So extra hard, but we're still doing it.
Yeah, we're figuring it out.
Figure it out.
Figure it out.
So yeah, a lot. We announced it was like on the X-Strike anniversary back in 2018. Had a panel here last year, showed a video that we had made. There's another one in the hopper. I forgot, Mahoney.
Mm-hmm. What?
The one we shot in the woods in Sodas. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Did we bring the hopper?
No, but I just remembered that it existed.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah.
So many projects.
So many projects.
We can't wait to show you.
And then, last year we had our MAGFest panel, and we're like, hey, here we are. And
I've still been trying to piecemeal that one together. I'm having such a hard time. Anyway.
It's a challenge.
It is.
So yeah, and then we walked out of MAGFest and we were like, okay, well, what are we going to do now? What are we actually going to work on moving forward? So immediately after last MAGFest, within like 3 weeks after last MAGFest, me and Mahoney got together and started filming on something.
Gamer fitness.
Yes. Oh, Mahoney manifesting his MAGFest panel into video form for internet consumption.
Oh, it's the best. I tell you what. We're on the interwebs now. It's great. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. But it was really fun. We got together really quick, started shooting that. And then we had another.
Wrote and started shooting.
Yeah. And the writing went fast on that one too. And then at some point we had Dave come out to help us out with the shoot.
We did a second shoot a little while thereafter with Dave.
And we found out how much easier it is with 3 people instead of just 2 to accomplish a shoot. And it was great because I got to raid my parents' kitchen and use that for a while as our backdrop. So thanks, Mom and Dad. That was awesome.
Yeah, because to be clear, this does involve Mahoney driving up from Pennsylvania.
Yeah. From Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, all the way up to Rochester, New York.
With kids in tow.
With the kids around.
Me arranging arrangements for young Dickie up there. Dave just just coming over.
Dave didn't have to do any work over there. He's like, here, Jan, I'm leaving. I'm out for the day.
Yeah, I'll be gone for an afternoon.
Yeah.
They let me run the microphones, so
Yeah.
I said, okay. Yeah, so I dropped everything.
Yeah, we introduced
Yeah.
Dave to the world of sound.
It was great.
But yeah, still, like, that just involves you driving up and me driving out from Buffalo just to get together to shoot for one afternoon on this gamer fitness series that you wanted.
Yeah, and we were plowing through getting some recording done, working our way through it. We have episode 1 to show everybody, and we have 5 more in the pipe in addition to other aspects. So the main goal of putting the gamer fitness on video and putting it out there for everybody is to really inspire fellow gamers, and especially everybody coming from MAGFest, because where a lot of people hear about it, is that we just want people to be as healthy as they can for as long as they can. My biggest thing about always doing gamer fitness has been to help people stay healthy, to build a good, strong base, so that as they get older, you have a good base to start from. When you get to a point where mobility becomes an issue, when you get to a point where good nutrition might be harder and things like that. In one of our videos that I'm putting together, I go on this very, I wouldn't say it's too long,
Well,
but
let's
it
be
goes
clear.
ad-lib monologue.
You got hit by the X-ray curse hammer.
Yeah, I did. I did hard.
We should make that clear that there was
a hard drive of stuff, and then there was a
of
catastrophic.
course there was.
There's a catastrophic failure that is going to require some restoring to happen, and it happened like the day before MAGFest. And leaving. So what I have is like an early, rough, kind of boringish cut of episode 1 while I work on recovering other episodes. But in one of those, I go on this ad-lib kind of monologue explaining why it's all important and why it's a good idea. And I basically break it down and say, I enjoy going to MAGFest with my friends and getting to see my friends I might only ever see once a year. I like being able to do that, and I want to be able to continue doing that for as long as I can, and being healthy is going to be a large part of being able to do that. I like being able to get online and play some Overwatch or play some games with my friends, maybe even just not in person, but I want to be able to sit comfortably at a desk without back pain, and I want to be able to keep my wits about me and keep my energy levels high and stay sharp in what I'm doing, and have that time with my friends for as long as I possibly can, because I enjoy it. And so that's the primary reason that I started wanting to really do the gamer fitness stuff. As it goes on in the future, we're looking ways to tie it into like modern, I guess I would say pop culture, but current, gaming trends and things like this, and how we can tie it all together. Still make it funny and kind of like the X-Ray kind of way, and really demonstrate some things out. But where we're going.
That door's locked. People can't get in. It has to be open.
Oh yeah.
I know. Sorry.
I don't know why the doors are set to lock, but they
know.
are. It's
I
aggravating.
appreciate. Yes.
I appreciate you though, Lauren.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you know that. So yeah, that's really. And the benefit of also doing it is that it will always be able to evolve and change. Like the panel and nutrition stuff that I've done here has changed a lot over the past 4 years I've been doing. Yeah, I think I'm up to 4
It all
years.
runs together at some point.
It does, yeah. So the past 4 years or so of doing gamer fitness panels and stuff here, even those have evolved and changed, which is good, because as the years go on, I should be trying to learn and get more information, get better information, and then be able to disseminate out better information to everybody else. And the video format that we're trying to do is going to help with that. It's going to be good. So.
All right.
You guys want to see it?
All right. So much as with the caveat, this is a rougher version than.
Yeah.
Mahoney is sad.
I'm
all
sad,
sad.
Panda.
We're all sad, and hopefully you can hear it. I might go man the door while this is playing.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends
I
and
will
gamers,
definitely go.
I'm Mahoney. And for the past few years, I've been running a panel at MAGFest. And that panel has been about healthy living and about breaking away from gamer stereotypes that affect us all. It has also always been about being present and alert and just living well and feeling good in our gaming sessions and in our everyday lives. This is Gamer Fitness. Ready to get started? I don't exactly have a wooden sword to start you on this quest with, but I do have this. You might think this looks like a D&D character sheet, and you would be right. This is your starting place. In future videos, we're going to help you with exercises, meal ideas, snack ideas,
and just general tips on how you can gamify your fitness. But this is going to be where we begin and identify core concepts before going forward.
So let's take some time to do a quick overview of our fitness create a character sheet, and we can help you fill in some of these segments. So right up top, you'll see what is your goal, and that's a big one. Everybody has to have a goal going into a fitness regimen or a workout regimen, even if it is just as simply as losing weight or wanting to get stronger. Identifying that goal is going to help you create the small sub-steps on the way, which is in that section just below it, where we say that's a nice quest hero. We've got to find some side quests to fill in there. Those side quests are going to be the small things, the small goals you achieve along the way that help propel your main goal. So for instance, if your goal is to, say, run a 5K race, well, maybe one of your initial side quest goals is to find a good running trail, or maybe it's to complete your first mile running without walking. Those are small things along the way to do towards your main goal. So then if we look over to the right, you'll see the section where it says it is dangerous to go alone. Well, that's because these are people who would be in your kind of support team on your journey on this, right? The fighter by your side, you could always imagine as that person who will show up with you to go running or go to a gym, or somebody who's going to be there cooking with you in the kitchen, that kind of thing. The seer of wisdom is somebody you look towards for guidance, somebody who's knowledgeable in areas, especially as they align towards your goals. There's always somebody out there that if you say, especially if you're trying to get into a shape for a race or something like this, you say, oh, there's this expert I know, or somebody who's dare I use the word influencer, right, in some of these areas. They might be able to have some information for you. You would write their name down, just as a way of acknowledging them as being on your team, for you to know that these are the people to reach out to. Solace of the heart is just somebody you can lean on when things get rough, somebody who's understanding and can hear you out and listen to these things. And the general is somebody who would lead you along the way, who gives you the guidance and says, okay, this day is this, and that day I want you to do that. Somebody who can really guide and direct you through areas where you seem lost. As we go down a little bit there, still on the right, you're going to see features and traits. And those features and traits are things about you yourself that you already know of that can really help you towards your goal. So for instance, if you are detail oriented, well, that's really good because you're going to follow the details towards a good nutrition plan. If you're somebody who is a night owl, then you can write that down because you know that maybe you would work out better and have more energy for these things in the nighttime and in the evening. If you have certain other groups of people that you know because you're very sociable, even if it is just online in Discord chats and things like that, you can still be sociable, of course. So you could write that down, and those are your traits that help push you forward on your own towards your goal. And then in the middle here, we have these sections of diet, time management, willpower, sleep, and happiness. These are the areas where you can imagine assigning your skill points and how well you rate. There's some really good instructions right there in the middle of the sheet, and we're going to go over these a lot more in depth later. So I'm not going to dive into too much on these, but if you follow the instructions, it's pretty straightforward as to how you're going to utilize that section. Have it be something that you reflect back upon. It's not something that is an absolute or a controlling statement on who you are, but it is something to reflect back on and look back at and see how you've been doing with these things. And then at the very bottom here, we have a backstory section. This one is actually really important. This backstory that you write down is going to be your emotional bond and your emotional connection to what it is that you're doing. If you try to go at this just dry and plain without really feeling any motivation to do it, there's going to be a higher chance of you falling off the wagon and not seeing it through the whole way. But if you write down this backstory, you go back and you look back at it from time to time, and you realize that this is where I was and this is where I want to be. It'll help you build and maintain that emotional connection and that emotional bond that keeps driving you forward along your goal path.
This is our base. This is where our gamer fitness quest begins. Over the next few episodes, we're going to take a deeper look into each of these sections and what they mean and how we can apply them on our character sheet. Then we start taking a deep dive into advancing our goals. Remember, you're never alone. If you're watching this, I'm in your corner. I'm with you every step of the way. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MahoneyRed. There will be a link in the description of this video for where you can download your own character sheet. And remember, if you fill it out, tag me in a picture so we can work on it together. Until next time, friends, stay healthy, stay fit, get a new high score.
Yay! Man.
And
Ladies and gentlemen, friends and gamers,
watch it again.
I'm
It was so
Mahoney.
great. Okay. Whee! Okay, cool.
What?
that's gamer
I do something now? Oh, wait. Right. So,
And we're excited to bring you more of that, right?
Yes.
More, bigger, better, with
bigger,
cutaways.
better, with cutaways and actual sound effects. It'll be great.
All the razzle dazzle that makes it interesting and not Mahoney reading copy.
Just prattling
He
on.
knows. He
yeah,
knows.
I know.
But
These things happen.
these things happen. That's
Yeah.
how we lost anything that we shot of Eternal Horror.
Yeah, just crashes and
Just
horrible.
gone forever.
Yeah, but that's what we're looking forward to do in the future. One of the episodes we did was great. We were talking about willpower and trying not to eat a pile of donuts, which literally that shoot day fell on my actual cheat day.
You
which is
moved your cheat day
I
for
moved my
that
cheat
shoot.
day for that shoot.
That's
so that-
dedication. He was
yeah.
just like, no, I'm not going to cheat on FF Friday.
Yeah.
It doesn't stand for Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I got my own terminology for that one.
But we're going to hold off till Saturday.
Yeah.
So
I waited.
There's Mahoney. And here's this plate of delicious, fresh donuts.
Oh, yeah. They smell
Just
so
there.
good.
You could smell them. You could smell
Yep.
the sugar in the air. And he's just like,
And we had to wait and go through the whole scene. Everything else finally get to the point where
okay, you got to wait until I say it's good for you to bite one, because once you eat a donut, then it's over, Mahoney. We can't go back.
Yeah, you can't make it in here.
You can't reconstruct the pile of donuts.
So I had to wait forever for that, and finally just, oh, that donut tasted so good. And then we were spending the rest of the day also cooking, and I sent Tim home with like a tub of leftovers that he was having the next day because I'd cooked up like that day some asparagus and quinoa and chicken and just good stuff. So we go into actual cooking kind of episodes. We go into like discussions on how you can make your cooking simpler, your nutrition simpler to monitor and take care of, and how to do that for yourself. And then also just how to take the concepts of doing fitness and core movements and making them fun for yourself and making something you want to do, and really trying to reinforce that building habits is going to be what really propels you into going forward with gamer fitness. And that's what we're trying to do with that one. And then I need help from these other guys up here to write shit that's funny, because I don't do that, clearly.
Yeah, but kind of like your initial thought and structure, you have 6 episodes is what we shot? Yeah, 6 episodes is what we shot. So it'll be 6 episodes. Pretty much everything is already in the can.
Yes.
So Mahoney just has to do editing.
Editing and like refining, and then I'll find something I don't like and edit it again.
But so that's like the starting point. That's kind of the basis for everything, and then can extrapolate out from there. Richard, do you have a question? Richard, do you have a question?
He has a behavior.
Do you have a question, buddy? No?
No.
Uh-oh.
Gotta run and hide now.
Calling him out.
Yeah.
Once everyone looks at him, he has to disappear. He's like a boo in that way. Does anybody have any queries about gamer fitness before we move on to something else?
Something else is a good idea.
Something else is a good idea.
Something else.
All right.
Something
Yeah,
else.
sweet. All right,
Something
so
else. Something
let
else.
us talk about The Crossing.
Yes. Ooh. It's much better.
Spooky. Okay. I'll keep the lead up brief.
Now we got time. We can drag.
Okay. So, well, when I had the idea to do The Crossing years ago.
So here's a question. So if you don't know what The Crossing is, it is a claymation, stop motion animated show that, Darren had the idea for back before the fall of X-Strike.
A decade ago.
Yeah, based on Animal Crossing.
Right, yeah, just looking around online at like comics and Let's Plays and stuff, thought it'd be funny to just take that, basically kind of off like a horror Lost kind of venue, and I told these guys that at first I wanted to do it in cutouts, but then said, hey, claymation's even harder, right? Let's just do that. So
Let's do the most impossible thing.
made it through an episode and a trailer, and just I was doing it by myself and with my friend Brett helping me
Did we
edit.
show that publicly at a MAGFest?
We did, yes. We premiered it at a MAGFest.
And bear in mind, like, this was happening while Darren was going through an unemployment phase, so the correlations to Parks and Rec of being like, would a crazy person do
every
this?
time I send a link or something, they send me that clip of Ben Wyatt back.
Yeah.
Stand in the place where you. Yes, thank you. That makes me feel better. But I got a little further than he did, but then just it got cut short. I didn't have these guys working with me. Brett was helping me edit it, and we were sending footage back and forth and sending it to these guys. So just it had to go on hiatus. I felt bad. I told them, I just I don't have the capacity to do it. Also, making cartoons is a lot of work. So fast forward years later, we have befriended people like the amazing Ben Howard, aka Fizzman, which you may be familiar with his sculptures. Not this year, sadly, in the dealer room.
Which he has a sale going on in his Etsy
Right.
shop right now.
So
if you wanna go in.
he said, hey,
Yeah.
what if we wanted to make the models look good? So we got Ben to make the Animal Crossing figures that look how they're supposed to look. And Alex, our main character, the main camper, if you will, he doesn't look like an alien anymore. He looks how he looks in the game. So Ben put together these beautiful models for us, shipped them and brought them over to Tim, and now we.
He drove up, actually.
He drove.
Yeah. So we did the scripts. Ben got to work on those, and then in early August, just before like a week before he moved out to California, he drove from the Cleveland area up to Buffalo with a car, a couple boxes full of models and props and stuff. And me, him, and Dave sat around and just did some work on getting sets together and kind of refining the figures and that stuff.
So,
and then, he has since shipped me more stuff safely from California. So if you do buy something off his Etsy shop, rest assured he's figured out how to pack his stuff so they don't break in the mail over the years.
So now we take it from the depressing one-man show in my apartment in New York. We have moved it to Buffalo. Now it's a one-man show with Tim doing it in Buffalo. Dave helping out when he could as well.
And if I can jump in, so Ben Fizzman Howard's models are so good, and he is so extraordinarily talented. Hey, go visit his Etsy shop and buy something on sale right now during MAGFest.
Yeah.
They looked so good, I wanted the audio to stand up to that level of visual quality. And though in Darren's original pilot, it's just us doing our funny voices, we gave it our best. This time I insisted on, I threw my weight around and insisted on contracting professional actors to come and provide the voices.
By contracting, he means
donate, volunteer their time.
Please do this for us. We can't pay you. You may lose money, in fact.
I had them come and record in my professional sound booth with my professional equipment so that everything could be top notch. I wanted the production of this to sound as good as it looked. I'm so happy with the talent that we got. We got wonderfully talented actors from the upstate New York area, from Rochester and Buffalo. You'll hear them in what we show you today. I'm so excited for you to see it.
Yeah,
And you will also hear me because of the one thing we retained from the original show. I still get to voice Tom Nook.
It just works.
Creative control. Creative control.
Well, I mean, it just goes to show that, Dave went out and got all these professional actors, and then there's also me. So you don't need to be a professional actor to sound.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's kind of the story of this. It was when I did it the first time, it was kind of like, let me see if I can do this, and now we have all these other talented people that we're roping in. So it looks better, it sounds better, the camera and editing process is better, and I mean, the program we're using alone, Tim can talk a little about that after we show it maybe, but the program alone, I was using iStop motion when we first did it, and it didn't really look like stop motion. It looked like I was moving it slowly in front of the camera in some scenes. And Brett knows the editing, sometimes it was chopping up frames and moving them around when we missed steps here. But now we have a great, remote process of capturing. So
yeah, we did. I think we'll probably show it second, the behind the scenes thing. Yeah. Dave made a little behind the scenes vignette that's like
perfect.
5 minutes long, so and we do have that to show as well.
Yeah.
But I think we should just get into it.
Go for it.
Show
Yeah.
the show. The first episode of the show. Again, this is meant to be a series. It'll be worked on. Yeah, sure, that'd be great. That'd be fine. Where is my son? Richard, do you want to watch the show? Richard's been like obsessed with us because the show is literally being filmed in the basement, and he's like, "What are you doing? What's all this stuff?" I mean, and I'll say, "It's for the show. Please don't touch it. No, don't touch that. Richard, stop touching it. Don't. No. Especially the models."
All right.
Yeah, so it's going to be a series. This is the first episode. Sorry, a little more behind the scenes prattling on my part. Just so first day of shooting was in August. Darren came up, and we went through the paces of starting to shoot the show, and also starting to learn a process of how to do stop motion. So every subsequent weekend that me and Dave got together, we've been able to get more and more done as we get more and more comfortable with this is how we need to move the models to try to keep them from falling over. This is
learn how to walk
many shots we need to get, more knowledgeable of the software. So what you're going to see is a rough cut of the first episode, which is still in pretty shiny shape.
Yeah.
Though there's some stuff that drives me nuts as the one who worked on it the most. I just look at some of the shots. I'm like, I can do that better now.
No, I
can do that better now.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
I know what stuff. Yeah, whatever.
It looks great. Let's show it.
I will. Whatever. All right. So, without further, look, I'm just hovering over it, guys. We could just watch the original one. I got it right here. We can just watch that instead.
If they
All right.
want.
So, anyways, this is the first episode of The Crossing, and it's just going to start playing before I have it full screen. Except now it's not. All right. Whoosh. There's a volume knob here. Knobber. Okay. Let me know if it needs to be louder.
So tell me, Alex, why are you setting sail for camp? So how you plan on paying me fare? Do you have enough to get settled? Well, I guess I'll just have to make you work it off, you scallywag. Welcome to camp!
Hello! Well, come in, dear. You'll catch yourself a nasty cold. Well, see if we can get you all checked in, dear. Oh, excuse me. Ah, there you are. Oh, I see. Tom Nook has certainly been in a giving mood lately. Looks like everything is in order then. Oh, welcome, welcome. Is there anything else you'll be needing? Well, I'm sure you are anxious to see your home. Bye-bye now.
So, what do you think? Looks quite cozy and comfortable, I know, it seems like too much. You'll get used to it soon enough. Not to worry, You'll be able to pay it off in no time. Hey, why don't you come work part-time at my shop, I can always use the help. Always lots of work to be done. Busy, yes. Fine then. I'll be waiting for you at the store. Stop on by then. All right then, first things first. You'll need to change into these work clothes. Everyone who works here is required to wear a uniform. Perfect. Now, first off, I want you to plant some trees and flowers around my shop. And don't think you can dilly-dally like I'm not watching you. I'll be waiting for you, and I'll know when you're done.
There's something I can do for you? You want to go out? Oh, isn't there some other business you need to take care of, Alex? Like your part-time job, for instance?
That's it for now. That's what we got. That last scene, that's what drives me the most nuts, because I shot that one by myself, so like I know everything that's wrong with it. That's all I see, and I know that Booker like fell over and knocked over the entire set when I was like almost done. And I'm sitting here having to like get Alex, I'm like, just get your freaking like pant load of crap self, like that little squat walk, just get off camera so you'll stop falling over. Just get off the shot.
Yeah, I know the feeling. You know, I think of how are we doing in time?
We have plenty.
Okay. Put the old one on, but mute it.
Yeah.
So we can just talk over it, because I just want you to do me a favor here. I just want to see like how it's evolved a little bit, what Tim went. I mean, so I'm really happy with the visuals and everything. It's like what has not changed is the growing pains of moving these things. We are not professional animators. We're finding, I think what's going to change more is finding different ways to use wires and different ways to get them to walk and, less choppy movements and things. But I just wanted to show how much Ben's models make a difference. I mean, and I think the approach this time, and you guys tell us, I love everything Tim made and all the sets and everything, but at first I wanted to really go at this like low budget, I know what that is, that's an egg carton, or that's construction paper, or what I made things out of are from like the train model store. Oh God. Look.
The difference in model right away.
And what Ben made too, there's no...
Yeah, we took a big upgrade on the car for the new version where Dave found like a Dora the Explorer van, which I chopped up and painted, and that's what the new van is. It's a toy with them jammed inside, which Dickie was very excited to finally get to play with when we were done shooting with it. And also it still works, so if you push the buttons, you would hear Dora.
That didn't make it into the episode.
Didn't make it into the episode.
Right. But I just really wish like we could all live in the house together again and work on this because that's really be the way to get it the way. I mean, look at even his arms. I was just using little armatures and things, and the clay would keep falling off.
Do you want to come up here?
Didn't you have to store it in the refrigerator?
Yeah, it was so hot in my apartment. I was storing these in the refrigerator, and then I'd take them out, and then see how much they melted and resculpt them. So yeah, we could see how much it's changed since then. But Tim,
just chill out.
Do you
want to talk?
Oh, we have another panelist.
What do you want to say?
I know, that's how I feel every time they give me a microphone.
Yeah. Okay. So let's. We'll take some questions. Don't touch it if you're not going to talk into it. But I will play the little behind the scenes thing that Dave made, which might answer some of them and kind of show some of the process. What's up? Okay. What do you want to say? He wants to talk, but he doesn't know what to say. All right. So we'll pop up Jan making of here.
So Darren, when did you first have the idea to do this? Or I mean, what year did you make the pilot?
I first made it, I believe it was 2009 or 10. I had watched a lot of stop motion. It's one of my favorite things. But we had, collectively as a group, had been passing around a movie called, somebody has to correct me if I'm wrong, A Town Called Panic.
Oh yeah.
Which was hilarious and also gave me that, hey, I could do that kind of vibe. I'm not gonna lie, Robot Chicken was an influence too. I kept looking at that and saying, oh, look how South Park got their start. Like the cutouts, that pilot looks so crappy. I could do that too. And that's how I actually first thought I was gonna do it with cutouts, but the more I started going to craft stores and looking around, and I found all this Claytoon stuff. I said, let me just try and make them. So I had a Mac back at the time I did this, and so I was looking for purely Mac software, and they had the free program they had was iStop Motion, which it doesn't even work how the program we're using now does. It doesn't even kind of animated frames per second. It just really it is piecing together still photos.
It's a flip book and that's it?
Yeah, like how it's a flip book, exactly.
Like there's like cheap ways to make a stop motion movie, I guess, but if you want to get serious about it, pretty much the thing you use is Dragon Frame, which is used by professional stop motion movie makers like Leica. So we got ourselves a Canon Rebel T7, which is working out great right now for shooting. But yeah, then the challenge was just finding a weekend when we could get the three of us here to kind of get started. What's up, buddy?
I ate a cupcake.
You ate a cupcake? Speaking of challenges. Yeah, 75% of our children between me, you, and Darren are under the age of 5, so they're all young.
Well, okay, so challenges, and, well, everything, making anything at this stage, like reviving X-Strike and saying we're going to try to make stuff again is a challenge unto itself. When we were making, so the first year of X-Strike was our most productive year. We shot 3 or 4, we shot like 4 feature-length movies in the span of like a little over a year, 12 months. We shot RCR Ninja Storytime, which never really saw the light of day. We shot Silent Horror. We shot Nth Mile in like...
I just want to say here behind me, you can see all those stacks of brown boxes. Those are all old X-Strike movies. So if anyone wants to order them, just holla at your boy. All right, continue.
16 months. We shot all that stuff because none of us had jobs or shit to do. The challenge then becomes like, okay, well, we want to do something. We need to find the time together to try to do it.
What are the benefits now of having waited 10 years to revisit this idea?
We know people that can make the characters.
That was the main benefit of waiting, is just waiting for Ben Howard to enter our lives.
Yeah.
Was Ben's availability, Ben Howard's availability, sort of the catalyst wanting to get this done
It
now?
was, that certainly helped. We met him at MAGFest 4, I think it was, when he first like rolled in and like laid out his stuff onto a table. I actually have many of his statues around this very basement. If you want to get shots of them at some point for this. See RCR's down there with Snake Man.
I'll float around.
Yeah, you'll float around later. It could be a cutaway.
It's cutaway.
That's what we call it in the biz.
Also challenging is that I've been building a lot of the sets and props. Mostly just sets, like all the backdrops, all the building exteriors, and I am not an arts and crafts person. But I've been doing it, and it has been getting done. You know, we had some ambitions for this weekend. I guess we didn't know exactly what we were going to shoot, so I basically built everything for the first episode in the past like month.
How it was made in the first place was just completely by myself. Nobody to help build things or help set up shots or, tell me something's out of focus or it evolved from like passion project on your own to, greater passion project of like Tim pushing to schedule everything and Dave, heading up the audio and
It's me, I'm Dave. You can address me directly.
And you heading up the audio.
Thanks.
And we're both here. We're both standing here in the room.
They're still alive, so we can thank them.
All right. Yay. That's our little behind the scenes thing. Probably put that up soon on the old Booker thing.
That's how we made it.
That's how
in a basement.
Well, that's the very beginning of how we started to broach the idea of making it. So yeah, we got some time. Do folks have any questions, or should we continue to ramble endlessly about our experience in making these things over the course of the past year?
There's a question out there.
What?
There's a question.
Oh, what up?
I'm curious, Eric, how long did you hold on to the original models?
How long did I, what?
Hold on. How'd you keep, yeah.
Oh, how long did I hold on to
Where
them?
are they now?
Yeah, where are they now? The original, where's all the original stuff?
The Where Are They Now video is debuting next MAGFest. You know what? I think they're still in Tupperware in the back of a closet of my home. Because I've moved, I've moved 3 times since that original one. So they're still in the house.
If you'd said they were still in your refrigerator, I was going to really...
honestly, though, I can't bring myself to destroy them. Like,
you should bring some of them up next time, so we can.
Okay.
Instead of filming this show, we can do like a special time travel episode.
Oh, we could interview them.
Or maybe just get some side by side pictures for the site. That might be a fun hit.
I'll get them all dressed up and ready to come to Mag. I have to buy them badges.
Yes.
Are there any other old projects you're considering restarting or rebooting?
Good question. Good question. Anything you want to talk about?
Nothing I want to talk about. Well, for 2 reasons. One, the primary one being that we need to finish this one first. And the timeline for this, as perhaps even more so than with anything else with X-Strike, is question mark. Like, we're doing our best, getting together once a month to shoot some stuff, me and Dave, and our process has become more efficient in just, like I was saying earlier, in learning how to move the models, how to shoot a scene, how many frames we need. We're shooting this at 12 frames per second. So for 1 second, that's 12 clicks of the click and 12 itty bitty movements of your model. And even then, sometimes I'm slowing it down or speeding it up just because it comes out weird. But
we have other, like, besides what is currently in the production pipeline, yes.
There are ideas.
We have future plans.
But we got to get this done. We're going to get this done first. And it's something that's good that, we don't have to get people together. We don't have to, try to find a weekend that works for a bunch of people. We don't have to get in cars and go to a location.
We have to get kicked off of campuses.
Yeah. It was definitely like a weird feeling when we shot the video, the EA meeting video that we showed last year. Like, we're in this, going into a college campus again where Mahoney worked. With his kids in the next room, and I'm just sitting here thinking, like, why are we doing this again? Like, why are we here? Like, why is it always like this? And like out in the wood, we're out in the woods for something that is not ready to show yet, and just people walking by, like, oh, hey, what are you guys doing? This is what we're doing.
We're making a movie.
Yeah, we're making a movie. Yeah, it's dumb. Yeah, sorry. Sorry for being here, but in this case, the set and the props and the lights and all the equipment are in our basement. So as soon as Dave gets to my house, we're pretty much ready to go. Yeah. So long as I've taken the time to start setting things up ahead of time, and it's all just like, okay, I'm going to build things ahead of time. And yeah, like I said in that video, I am not a builder, but I am doing it. I'm figuring it out. But
doing a great job.
It's definitely easier when it's just like, okay. And then, when I had to wrap up that one last scene, like, Dave wasn't even out, and I just did it by myself, for better or worse. But it definitely helps to have more hands there. Like the first weekend with Darren there, like Darren and Dave did most of, we have like a Bluetooth remote for the program, which is amazing. It is amazing and incredible because my computer's over here. We have a second monitor set up pointing at kind of the animation area, and you have this remote so you can look at the monitor, you can hit record so it'll take a shot. You can then, there's a button so it'll onion peel it back, so it will kind of put a transparency of the previous frame over the current frame, so you can make sure that things line up, which is super helpful when they fall over, which just happens. But we're figuring that
more hands make less work.
Well, yeah, more hands make. Well, so then it's like you have a thing where it's like, okay, Darren would be animating, Pelly's mouth, and Dave is just like reaching it and moving Alex a little, so he just. He had a little bit of life in him.
Because we're trying to get 12 clicks every second, so Darren and I will be like hunched over. We're holding this position, both, so that we can just get an arm in frame and then pull it out and then get an arm. So we're standing here for like 10, 15 minutes like this, back, in an uncomfortable position, just trying to get these frames in as fast as we can. And that's so much easier with more people.
Yeah, because otherwise it's like, I'm pushing the button and then I'm like going back over here and like just all the movement in front of the lights is something that I'm hypersensitive of now. Just like any shadow in front of the lights is very noticeable. But in that case, those two guys were over there working and I was lounging at the computer. But I was just staring at the frame and being like, I could just sit there and look and be like, okay, I think there was a hand in that shot. Like, okay, this movement needs to be there. This is in frame, etc. Right. Just someone who had eyes on what was actually being recorded was helpful. Yes.
How many frames do you get through in a day?
It varies.
I mean, we got faster as we went.
Yeah, like that first shoot, which the first thing we shot was the Pelly scene, I believe, and that was probably the least amount of frames we got in a day.
That took all day.
And that took all day. But and on the other end of that spectrum is like the car scene where we were able to get hundreds because they were just sitting in a car and not falling over, and we were just kind of like making them bump, moving the heads. That was easy peasy. But even after that, like we're getting more and more done. I don't have an exact number, but it's becoming higher. But then at the end of the day, it's still like, well, we shot like a minute after all those frames.
It's kind of measuring in time and scenes.
Yeah, because 120 frames is 10 seconds. So
that was 5 minutes.
When you say it like that, it's so defeating.
It was 6 minutes. And so what that means is our goal is to be able to shoot an entire 6-minute short, get all the footage we need for a 6-minute short in a weekend, on a Saturday and Sunday, when we can all be together and work together. And if we could, that's our goal going forward. And I think we can do that.
Yeah, and one of the things that helps that is there's a lot of chatter and a lot of scenes in that first episode. And I won't say where things go, because boy, did they go some places. And the last episode is going to be a monumental task to film with what Darren decided. Darren's great at just putting things in scripts and being like, Darren, how are we going to do a tank? How are we going to do a mech? What are you thinking? And they're like, okay, well, we'll do it.
Figure it out.
we'll make it work. So yeah, we'll be working on that a lot over the course of next year, and we have the opportunity now that it's kind of out there, that we put up the teaser trailer and we'll put up that behind the scenes video that we can talk about what we're doing behind the scenes and what we're shooting, and have more content up on the YouTubes and the Facebooks for people to see and follow along. So it won't be quite so radio silent as it was, where it was just like, okay, well, this is what we're working on. Can't say anything about it, but we're working on it. The endless announcements of announcements. Anything else? All right, cool. I think that's it. Do you guys have anything else?
No, thanks so much for coming out.
Just that we're all having so much fun getting to work together again. And if I was just going to say one thing to the three of you guys, my history with X Strike Studios has largely just been as talent. I'm not describing my ability, just describing my position. Is that I was a guy in front of the camera.
Let's not exaggerate.
And over the years, these guys, my friends, have entrusted me with more and more responsibilities. I've gotten to compose so much of our music, and now I'm finally getting to help out with more and more of the production aspect as I'm becoming more confident with my own filmmaking ability.
And he's a big problem because he gets these pie in the sky ideas of how to make things easier, and it usually doesn't.
Okay, guys, let's simplify this. All right, I'm just going to make it 12 times more complicated, and that's all we need to do. That's my job. But no, because we've been filming, because I got to help out with a day of filming Gamer Fitness, I went out and bought a portable film field recorder and some field microphones and some shotgun microphones and things to be able to do live sound on film. That was enough to get me to pull the trigger and spend some money and do that stuff. So that's what I hope to be doing more of that with these guys in the future. I'm so excited to be able to do this stuff again with these guys, because they're all so funny and so talented. We have a great time working together.
Thanks, Dave.
Do you want a total?
Dave's the nice one.
Story?
The Pink story? You think?
I don't know. It's streaming. Maybe we shouldn't.
we can tell it.
Come
I'm
up
not
to
sure it's
Dave
relevant.
later.
No, it's just funny, and we have a few minutes. Do you want a complete non sequitur story from Dave that I find completely hilarious and amazing?
All right. I've been buying all these microphones. I've been looking for used microphones. I'm a voiceover actor. I have a lot of microphones in my studio. And now I have a ton of different microphones for recording live sound. So I saw this microphone on an auction site, and it was this stupid, ugly pink color, but it was a pretty nice microphone. I looked it up. It was a brand new, this microphone by Apogee. If you're an Apple person, you've ever been to the Apple store, they sell all these Apogee sound products that are very expensive for your home music recording studio or whatever. So this is a very expensive Apogee microphone that was pink. It sells for what? The whole thing was pink. Was this just bright, stupid pink? And I looked it up. I'm like, this sells brand new for $350. This is like a new product, and no one's bidding on this thing. I'm going to get it for next to nothing, and I did. I got it for $60. I felt like, wow, this is going to be cool. I want to try out this microphone. This is going to be great. I get it arrives, and I'm assuming no one else bid on this thing because it's this stupid neon pink color.
It looks like a toy.
It looks like a toy.
Really.
It looks like a toy microphone. It's deep. It's more brighter, more vibrant than my shirt. More. It's truer and more steadfast. What? Flamingo. Very. So it arrives. The box, like, it's clearly never been used, but the box has been, like, opened up. So I opened up. The instructions are in there. Everything is all brand new in the box. I'm thinking, oh, I'm so lucky I got this expensive microphone for next to nothing. Inside is a paper envelope, and written on this paper envelope is just the word pink. That's all. And so I open it up. I pull it. Inside this envelope, there's a photocopy of a bunch of people who run a charity in Los Angeles. Just the people that work for this charity in LA. And then there is a handwritten note on executive stationery with the name of a woman I've never heard of before. Then this is what the note says, in the same handwriting as the word pink on the envelope. It says, "Hello, Pink. I met you at the charity in Los Angeles that we were working together. It was raining. I only knew that it was you because all the homeless people that we were serving kept looking at you and saying, 'Hey, Pink. I have always admired you for your talent, but even more for your heart and soul. Thank you for everything you do.'" Signed, the person whose stationery this was. So I Googled the person. She's the CEO of Apogee, the manufacturer of this microphone. This microphone was meant to be a gift to pop star Pink from the CEO of the manufacturer Apogee. I got it from Goodwill. So that means Pink, or probably her assistant, received this microphone as a gift. I'm sure some of you receive gifts like this, unsolicited gifts like this all the time, and decided, nah, Pink's never going to use this. To Goodwill it goes.
Oh my God.
And so that's how I own a microphone that was intended to be a gift for Pink. Oh, and that's the other thing. They don't, okay, 5 minutes left. They don't sell this microphone in pink. This microphone is not sold in the color pink. It was custom made pink for Pink.
And given to Pink.
Given to Pink, and she said, nah. And now it's mine. That's my pink microphone story.
That's the pink microphone story. Thank you for coming out to our panel today. Please like us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube. We will be having more stuff to follow up on the crossing and gamer fitness in the coming months. Thank you guys. See you at Improv tonight in this very room.
Oh, it's here?
Yeah.
Woo! We got the big room.
Yeah. All right. Woo!